And so the cry is to get the awareness out, because a lot of people don't know of the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, and now it's hitting the LGBTQ community. And so we just want to make that aware and know that, hey, we're waving our arms here. I think there was a movie that came out with Native women that have been murdered and missing. And so it hits close to home, because we have a close family member, Patricia Platero, that went missing in 2015. They found her 2 months later, murdered in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And so her case still remains unsolved. We got Tamika Platero, who's from Little Water, New Mexico, who went missing November 25th, 2019, and is still missing. And so we have these girls out there that are missing, and we don't know. And there's that jurisdiction.
Far disproportionate to other people and other areas of the country. What you've gone through. I mean, I've been hearing about this for a long time.
Yes.
For years and years. This has been for many years, for many decades, right?
Yes. Yes.
Disproportionate.
Yes.
Disproportionate. Well, $273 million, a lot of that's going to go toward trying to solve that problem. It's a problem that can be solved. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I know you're going to use it well.
Yes.
And you'll figure it out, right?
Yes.
It's a horrible thing. So New Mexico versus Arizona, tell me, because we're here. Where are you going to be? Where's the problem worse? New Mexico or Arizona?
Navajo Nation spans Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona. And so, I think all of us working collaboratively, that's going to really help, because sometimes we get misclassified. We get misclassified as Hispanic. And so I think there was a Hopi girl that had been murdered here in Phoenix, and they classified her as Hispanic. And so a lot of times, the people don't know. So I think with the more talks out there, that people will, start.
Is there a certain area, though, or you have the 4 states, is there a certain area where the problem is exacerbated or worse, or is it?
Well, I think it's just all Indian country, Indian country, whether it's Alaska Native or Navajo or Hopi or Gila River, it's all over.
It's a very big problem in Alaska.
Yeah, Mr. President, if I could add to that, just recently in Farmington, New Mexico, there was an Anglo woman who was abducted, and I'm most certain she came across the Navajo Nation and was found murdered in near Flagstaff, Arizona. And so I think it just speaks largely to the lack of public safety officers in such a vast land the size of West Virginia.
It is a vast land.
So not only Navajo and others, but it's just area that I guess because there's not as many public safety that you get those.
So I'm going to be signing something in a couple of moments, and I hope it helps a lot, not just a little bit, a lot.
Yes.
And I think you'll do a fantastic job. I know you're going to be watching it personally. Yes. And between the 3 of you and everyone else that I know so well, I think you're going to do a great job. And so go get them.
Thank you, Mr.
Go do a good job. I'd like to maybe finish off with the governor. Great governor. You're doing a phenomenal job. What do you have to say, Doug?
Well, my mic, thankfully, is working. First, I want to say thank you, Mr. President. We're thrilled that you're back in Arizona, especially to talk these specific tribal issues. I want to say to Second Lady Leiser, to Vice President Leiser, to Governor Lewis, this focus that we've had on our tribal nations, first and foremost, around the coronavirus, with a special shout out to Senator McSally, who advocated for these ventilators that were so needed on Navajo Nation. Please extend my best to President Ness, and I'm so grateful, Mr. President, that you took a personal interest in getting these ventilators to Navajo Nation. And I'm proud, Mr. Secretary, in Arizona, our legislature, both Democrat and Republican, last year signed HB 2570. And Second Lady Leiser, I want to give a personal thank you to you. This was the bill to address missing and murdered Indigenous people, and what we hope to do in Arizona is to reduce and eliminate this scourge that we have on our native nations. And in Arizona, we have 22 tribal nations, and 75% of the Navajo people reside in the state of Arizona. So that was a positive thing that we could get done last year. And Governor Lewis, I want to say to you, another positive thing in addition to the HB 2570 that we passed, it was also unanimous, was the drought contingency plan to address Arizona's water future. You were a real leader on that, and for that I'm grateful. Thank you for being here to,
thank you
to
very
celebrate
much.
these accomplishments.
And you know, one of the other accomplishments we have is in Arizona and a lot of other states, we're building a wall, and you're finally getting what you need. And interestingly, California's calling, because in bordering towns, as you know, in Mexico, they have a very big outbreak of the coronavirus. And California is calling, saying, you got to help us. Those are not calls that the media knows about, but that's the facts. And in Tijuana, right along the border, they have a tremendous outbreak. And we've just completed 172 miles of wall. And it's real wall, not the kind you were having built over the years that were sort of scoffed at, right? And we've done a lot in Arizona, and the people are letting us know they're so happy, they're so thrilled about it. It's made a tremendous difference, and we've had one of the best months ever in the history of our country for not having people come in that we don't want in our country. We want to have the people that come in the right way. So you see the numbers. The numbers are about the best we've ever had in the history of the country. So it's good. But we're getting that done. I guess you see where they're doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a big thing. We're up to 172 miles. We'll have it completed early next year. So it's been something. Okay, I'm going to sign this. I want to just congratulate you, Myron. Thank you. I want to congratulate you, Second Lady. That's so fantastic. Thank you. And I want to congratulate you for also, because I've been in that vicinity, and it's one of the most beautiful places you can imagine. So congratulations very much. Thank you, Stephen.
Thoughts on winding down the coronavirus task force?
1 second.
Yes, sir. Oh, sir.
I want to make sure that everybody looks good. Is that me? I'm going to hand this to the secretary, okay?
Mr. President, I want to thank you.
Go ahead.
I want to thank you again. I'm wearing my red ribbon in remembrance of this significant moment for missing and murdered Native Americans. And again, I want to thank you for making such an announcement today and for signing an important document to commemorate the National Day of Awareness. And I know that your administration also made another very important announcement today regarding the Coronavirus Relief Fund. And thank you for that. And to take a few moments to comment about that as well. I want to thank, of course, Governor Ducey and Senator McSally for advocating and for making sure that this is getting out to Indian country, this much needed resources as well. And so today your administration made a significant impact across Indian country. And I want to thank you for getting some of the money out today. I want to thank you also because we need help now. Indian tribes can't wait for that litigation to end before additional payments are made to us from the fund. And if you can, please direct Treasury to make these payments as soon as possible. And three, we need to spread the limited resources currently available as far as we can, and to avoid allocating to a very few tribes and under-allocating to most others. And this means that you should include a limit or cap on the total funding any one tribe receives. And we need to have flexible guidance to allow us to use the funds we we receive to keep our governments running, Mr. President. And the current fund of $8 billion is going to be woefully inadequate to meet our overall needs. And we really need to work, and we will work with Senator McSally and your administration to take this to the next level. And I look forward to working with Senator McSally, with your Chief of Staff Meadows, Congress, and your administration on the next relief bill, Mr. President. Thank you. To make sure that your investments in Indian country are going where they are needed the most, in a way that shows that our governments and our economic entities can be part of that recovery that we are talking about here. That will be critical as we come out of this crisis and rebuild our tribal, state, and national economy together with Indian country included, Mr. President. I always end my video messages to my community members. We're all in this together, and to continue to be Gila River strong. And I think that is how that we can continue to be Gila River strong and to strengthen all tribal nations moving forward, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Stephen. I appreciate it. I have to say, Myron Eliza and I have dealt, and our people have dealt together very closely, and the Second Lady, and a lot of progress has been made, and we'll continue to make a lot of progress. I think you'll see that. I think you're going to see it not only here, but in the future. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you.